Good morning. The June 26, 2019 meeting of the Board of Estimates is now called to order. In the interest of promoting the order and efficiency of these hearings, persons who are disrupted to the hearing will be asked to leave the hearing room. Meeting of the Board of Estimates are open to the public for the duration of the meeting. The hearing room must be vacated at the conclusion of the meeting. Failure to comply may result in a charge of trespassing. Madam Deputy Comptroller, are there any corrections, additions, or deferrals on the agenda?
Yes, good morning. For today's agenda, the board received a protest for pages 83 to 85, which item number 6, from Langenfelder Mechanical, Inc. That protest was supplemented by its counsel, Gallagher, Evillis, and Jones, LLP. That item will be moved to the non-routine agenda. On that same page, we have 2 corrections to announce. That's page 83, item number 6. Under the dollar amount, after the first series of zeros, please delete the period and insert a comma so that number correctly reads $6 million. In that same section, in the background, on the first line, the 5th word is currently reading P-O-S-I-T-I-N-G. Please delete that and replace it with posting, P-O-S-T-I-N-G. That clause will now read, vendors were solicited by posting on City Buy, Maryland Marketplace, and in local newspapers, period. For pages 75 to 76, for item number 21, which is J.F. Fisher, Inc., we received an updated MBU finding. So if you look on page 76 under MBE, WBE participation, please delete the bold text which reads MBU found vendor in compliance on November 18, 2016. That should be replaced with MBU found vendor in compliance on June 24, 2019. On pages 69 to 70, for item number 14, which is for Zero Draft Maryland trading at ZeroNet USA. If you look on page 70, under MBEW participation for that vendor, Zero Draft Maryland trading at ZeroNet USA, the MBU finding currently in bold reads MBU found vendor in non-compliance on December 24th, 2018. We have an updated finding for that item which should read, if you delete that clause, it should now read MBU found vendor in compliance on January 9th, 2019. On page 97, which is the fiscal year 2020 General Fund Operating Appropriation Transfer, under amount of money and source in the first section, which currently reads on the third entry, $560,000 from MR Miscellaneous General Service 122, Sustainable Transportation. Please delete Sustainable Transportation. I'd like to announce that in the absence of Mr. Rudolph Chow, Mr. Matt Garbach will sit and act in his behalf today. We have one item that is being deferred, and that is pages 67 to 68, item number 12. That is being deferred to July 10th, 2019. I have the following abstentions to note. The Honorable Mayor Young will abstain on pages 45 to 46, pages 89 to 90, item 6, page 90, number 7, page 91, number 8, pages 95 to 96, and pages 97 to 98. The Honorable President Scott will abstain on page 91, number 8, pages 95 to 96, and pages 97 to 98. The Honorable Comptroller Pratt will abstain on page 41, item 36, page 42, pages 75 to 76, item number 21, pages 83 to 85, item number 6 for J.F. Fisher, Inc. only. We have one item that will be on the non-routine agenda. That is pages 83 to 85, item number 6. Mr. President, members of the board, those are the corrections as well as the protest for today's meeting. The one item is being deferred, as well as the abstentions that have been reported thus far. Thank you.
Thank you. I will direct the board members' attention to the memorandum from my office dated June 24th, 2019, identifying matters to be considered as routine agenda items together with any corrections and additions that have been noted by the Deputy Comptroller. I will entertain a motion to approve all the items contained on the routine agenda.
Mr. President, I move approval of the items on the routine agenda as revised, amended, and corrected.
I second.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. The motion carried. The routine agenda items have been adopted. Before we move to the non-routine items, I would like to ask everyone to join me in wishing our mayor a happy birthday today. Happy birthday, Mayor Young.
Thank you.
The mayor is turning 30 today. The first item on the non-routine agenda can be found on pages 83 to 85, number 6, maintenance repair service for plumbing and heating. Will the parties please come forward?
Good morning.
Good
Morning.
Would you like me to
Yes,
begin?
sir.
Yes. Members of the Board of Estimates, my name is Paul Kaola from Gallagher, Violais & Jones. Good morning. I'm representing Langenfelder Mechanical today on this bid protest. I've got representatives of the company here with me today. Langenfelder was the lowest bidder on this project. They were found to be not in compliance by MBU because they did not have, they had more than 25% of the WBE goal from a supplier who is not a manufacturer. That was the basis for the rejection. In our view, the MBE and the WBE goal should be viewed together. Collectively, that's 31% of the contract value. 25% of 31% is 7 3/4%. So in our view, if you view the goals together, then they do satisfy the goal because they only have 5% coming from a non-manufacturing supplier, albeit it's their WBE contractor, and it's 100% of that party's contribution. But in our view, the taxpayers of Baltimore should get the benefit of the lowest bid, and we believe that the statute can be read to look at these goals collectively. As I pointed out in my supplemental letter, had a bidder had 25% of the MBE and 25% of the WBE goals using a non-manufacturing supplier, then that would have been 7 3/4% of the total amount. And so if the objective is to keep the amount of non-manufacturing supplier contributions below that percent, our client has complied. We also have sought a postponement because we only learned, my client was in line, they thought, to receive this bid. They were hearing decision will be coming, decision will be coming. So they didn't spend the effort to go and look at the other bidders. But I note on the agenda that it looks like, for example, the Joseph Heel Company has its WB contractor is Absolute Supply Services, LLC. We would like an opportunity to look at some of the other bidders because it looks like using supply companies for the WBE component is not uncommon, and under the circumstances, we would ask for another week. That's our argument.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Honorable Board, my name is Tamara Brown. I'm the Chief of the Minority and Women's Business Opportunity Office. My office found Langerfeld non-compliant with the WBE goal based on Article 5, subsection 28, paragraph 37, C2. Langerfeld is not I'm sorry, the subcontractor that they were using, Acorn Supply, is not considered a manufacturer supplier. To your argument with Absolute, they actually are a supplier that keeps the goods in stock. I did contact Acorn. I provided Mr. Ciola? Kaola, sorry. I provided Mr. Kaola a copy of the inventory. At the time, before I made the determination, I contacted both suppliers, and I had a list of their inventory, and I reviewed that. And so Acorn has a 640 square foot warehouse where they keep the supplies that I provided with you, which were not in line with what was being used on the contract. That's why they were given the 25%. The other supplier, Absolute, just to get to that point, which I'm just finding out about now, that was part of his argument, they do have the supplies on hand, and they're also being used for services. If you look at the statement of intent form. So if they're used for services, they also provide services along with supplies. So they did get 100% credit. So that was the difference between those two. To your argument, as far as there being only 25% is applying to the total goal, that is not what the city does. If you look at rule subsection 28, paragraph 35, it's one contractor, one goal. You cannot use an MBE and a WBE to satisfy the goal. So if we are to interpret it the way that Mr. Kaola is interpreting this, that means we can start combining the goals, and they're separate goals. In addition, Acorn is not an MBE, so we would not be able to apply that either way. They're a WBE only. So in fact, his calculation is incorrect, and I asked the board our findings have not changed.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? I will entertain a motion.
Mr. President, I would move to reject the protests, reject the request for delay, and approve the contract as recommended by procurement.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. The motion carries. As there is no more business before the board, we will recess until bid opening at 12 noon. Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon. The Board of Ethics is now in session for the receiving and opening of bids. There are no addendum for today. TR 15307, Bel Air Road streetscape from Cook Avenue to LaSalle Avenue. A bid security is required if the amount is over $100,000. Thank you. P. Flanagan and Sons Incorporated with a bid bond. $2,187,272.25. Manuel Louise Construction Company, Inc., with a bid bond. Okay, page 471, yes.
All right.
Okay, thank you. $2,600,000 $712,313.10. Thank you. ECM Corporation with a bid bond. $2,612,335. Sorry.
These will be referred to the Department of Transportation for review. Excuse me.
B5000560 Steel Products. A bid security is not required. Okay. Okay, all right. DS Pipe and Steel Supply, LLC. $55,701.30.
This will be referred to the Bureau of Procurement. Thanks.
B5005779. Supply of liquid chlorine in 1 ton and 150-pound cylinders. A bid security is not required. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Univar USA Inc. 152, I'm sorry, that's 25. For item 2, which is 150-pound cylinders, $152,000. Thank you, sorry.
We got 2 bids. We bid on the first one.
Okay, good.
Page 9.
Okay, thank you. Cooney Chemical Company, Inc. This is for item 1, which is the 1-ton container. $1,388,000.
Okay, this will be referred to the Bureau of Procurement.
35005812. OEM Parts and Service for Allison Transmissions. A bid security is not required. Johnson and Tavers, was that Towers?
Towers.
Towers, okay, thank you. Johnson and Towers, Inc., thank you.
You're welcome.
$684,064.50.
Hey, there you go.
Halliburton Enterprises of Maryland, Inc., $649,500. Harbor Truck Sales, $605,500.
These will be referred to the Bureau of Procurement.
The Board of Estimates will be in recess on July 3rd and will reconvene on July 10th, 2019. There being no further business, we are adjourned.
Great.
Thank you both for